The pictures are showing self-defense technique of Taekwondo. The self-defense technique to defend one's body in any complex circumstances of being attacked cannot but arouse the curiosities of many people. There are three methods, including the method repulsing by attacking, theoretical method, and the method breaking the joints. Each technique requires comprehensive use of the learned techniques through the patterns in accordance with the circumstances. These trainees are learning the self-defense technique. In this sense, let's learn the patterns quickly. The 30 movements of this pattern are performed along this diagram. This pattern begins with the parallel ready stance. It seems that the movement of every pattern is similar at a glance, but it is quite different. If you look at the movement clearly, you can find that the methods of stance and kick, thrust and block are different, and the exquisite principles of the movements vary. So you must train every movement of this pattern on perfect understanding of its aim and method. Let us look at a new movement here.
When striking, the whole body must be taken. The other hand must perform knife hand rising block. The striking hand must be placed on center of one's body, and the tip of finger must be also replaced on the height of his eyes. The elbow must be hooked properly. This technique is used to kick the center, stretching his legs out in fling state. The knee of rear leg must be quickly hooked and the ankle be left out. Upon kicking against the target, the knee must be pulled bending itself. This is the technique to block the forearm towards the side of stomach, crossing the back forearm at the floating ribs. At the same time, the fist of block arm and leg must be formed parallel. This technique is used to attack against the side or front of an opponent. The opposite backhand must be placed on the elbow joint of striking hand. This is the technique to attack against the rear opponent without turning the direction of body. The heel or foot must be stretched out backward, bending the upper body a little. When this movement is practiced, the foot must be on the height of the shoulders. This is the technique to avoid the stick or weapon of the attacking opponent towards the low part. At the moment of jumping up and down, the perfect, well-balanced posture is to be regained. This is to block twisting itself after raising the block arm with the W shape. The forearm must be placed on the center and the whole body must be kept towards the target. This is the technique to attack against the temple of opponent. Turn the face towards the target, maintaining the body's balance. When this technique is practiced, the back fist must be turned about to half. This technique is used to twist the attack part of opponent. The angle between the knife hand must be right, and the tip of block hand must be leveled with the shoulders. This technique is used to bound the attacking weapon of opponent upward. When the hand blocks upward, drawing a circle, the palm must be leveled with its elbow.
Let's drill new movements looking their training. Don't blame the old man because he wasn't taught movement. This movement is generally for reverse block, but sometimes this is used for direct block. In this case, the inner forearm must be performed middle block simultaneously. Look, how is he good after learning? The instructor shows rear piercing kick attacking a far target without changing the direction of the body. As above mentioned, the back fist must be turned half according to purpose of the attacking. Because this technique is generally used for attacking against the opponent's temple. I'm sure the trainees can learn the new pattern. Let's see pattern Chengmu with its diagram. Chengmu was the name given to the great Admiral Li Sun-sin. He is reputed to have invented the first armored battleship in 1592, which is said to be the precursor of the present-day submarine. The reason why this pattern ends with a left-hand attack is to symbolize his regretful death, having no chance to show his unrestrained potentiality. Let's see the important points of this pattern's training.
Now, in-front strike is going to be performed. Just wait. Like this. With the only hand, your action is powerless. Once again. You must like this. First strike the hand draws back in front of your body. You must bend your arm. Just a moment. It's blocked isn't being. So you must correctly. You must like that. Don't bend your finger. You're right. This is in-front striking. You must put in the center. Before your body lands down, your hand is here, then action is complete. Don't like this. Okay. Bend your head. Do like this. Okay. Just wait. This is in-front striking. You must put your hand in front of your body. This is precise striking.
이게 옆자리죠. 자, 이것이 멈춰.
This is for the stop. This is rising blocking. This is pressing blocking.
이게 나와서 지금 곤란해.
You must correctly.
이래 놓으면 여기 나와서 있다. 이래 지를 때 용도만. 자, 이래든지 봐요. 여기야.
What action is this?
이래라. 못 잡으면 자주 먹으면 돼.
So this is for the stop.
자, 저 이럴 때 내가 미안하다 하면 이 사람 나를 용서해 줄게.
If I beg his pardon, he will excuse me.
자꾸 들어가겠다 하면 자, 붙잡아서 이렇게 하는 법이라.
But if I resist further, he is going to seize me and punish like this.
사과를 받 사람을 남기고 나쁜 사람은 정말 또 혼내야. 자, 선이. 근데 이걸 확실히 해줘야죠. 이 가운데 선이야. 그렇지.
You are right.
충분. 마찬가지만 위로 올라가면 이런 법이지.
The body is rising and setting down.
여기서 이렇게 되는 게
Like this.
이게 동물이야.
This is correct.
이건 동작.
This is completely wrong.
근데 사인 웨이브
So everybody must know about the sine wave very well.
파도가 있어야 된다 그 말.
Nine patterns for the grade holders have been learned. To remember patterns learned so far, there are from 4-direction punch and block of the 10th grade holder to pattern Chunji, Dangun, Wonhyo, Yulgok, Chungun, Twage, Farang, and pattern Chungmu for the first grade. You must learn 15 patterns continuously. Let's learn pattern Kwange for first grade holder. Is the model of this pattern practiced vividly? The vividness of the pattern means that the movement must be practiced to impress us as fighting against each other. movements as following.
Hook the tip of hand and lift to be leveled about 30 centimeters with the forehead, and the head must be put out of the way about 15 degrees. This is the effective technique to attack the opponent at a short distance. The fist must be touched to the target, drawing a circle. When punching, the elbow must be placed at about 5 centimeters from the body. This technique is consisted of 2 movements and is used to extend or reduce the distance of opponent naturally. This technique seems to be the same as knife hand high guarding block. But it is different, for it levels the knife hand with the height of eyes when blocking. The block tool must be touched to the target, drawing a circle itself, and the elbow of block hand must be distant from the waist, about 5 centimeters towards the side front, when the block movement is practiced. The strike fist must be under the other fist when the cross movement is practiced, and must be touched to the target, drawing a circle itself. Stretch the elbow out of the height of the shoulder when the strike movement is practiced. This side fist is used to attack or block too. At the moment when kick movement is being practiced, the attacking part must not be placed higher than the knees of standing legs, and the knee of kick leg must be stretched out. This is foot sword attack tool. This technique is used for the knife hand low block. The whole body must be maintained towards the target when the block movement is practiced. For the training, the other palm must block the knife hand. Two times kicking by the same foot is named as the consecutive kick. The secret of this technique is to maintain the balance by the foot while the other foot is used to kick several times. This is the technique to attack or defend slipping 2 feet at the same time. This technique is used to block the opponent attacking towards the belly. When the block movement is practiced, the half body must be maintained towards the opponent. This is the technique to link with other movement, turning the body after the sliding of 2 feet forward. You can also convert to the other stance and mix other shifting stance techniques when turning body.
Let's learn the movements looking at the training of the trainees. When you learn the parallel stance with a heaven hand movement, the head must be put out of the way about 15 degrees. It means to look at the sky through the space between 2 hands. So it is named as a heaven hand. The training of walking stance upset punch aims that it is consistent with the breath and eyes, the hands and feet. The left heel must be taken up a little, holding the right foot up until the half body is maintained forward. The block tool can be touched to the target in a beeline or drawing a circle. The former is used to strike and the latter is used to pushing block. The pattern movement made for the individual training is used to the application as it is. As the instructor taught us, the opposite fist must be pulled sideward at the moment of the application. What is the practice telling us? The movement shows us that we can link it with the various movements turning after the stepping 2 steps. What about the movement? I feel sure that it is time that we can practice this pattern very well ourselves. Gwanggye is named after the famous Gwanggye Towang, the 19th king of Goguryeo. The diagram represents the expansion and recovery of lost territory. The 39 movements refer to the first 2 figures of 391 AD, the year he came to the throne. Make reference to next pictures in the training of this pattern.
이렇게 찔러야 되니까 이렇게는 못 찔러요. 이렇게 찔러니까
You must correctly
제가 이런 거.
look at me. Stop. This would advance to the midline.
이렇게 되면 이쪽 볼이 어떻게 되는 거야?
When one foot comes here, the other one is moving like this.
저 사람 이렇게 했는데 이런 동작이 형성 안 돼. 이렇게 돼.
Like this.
이발이. 이발
You are right. Come here. You are right.
이런당한 말이야. 성체가. 저 말이 저렇게 돼야 돼. 자.
Too wide opens are your foot. This foot steps here.
이발이 여기 온다. 옳지. 아니, 이런 게 아니야.
You are wrong.
절제만.
It's not striking, but hooking blocking. You are blocking with this light action.
이게 아니고. 자, 그 다음에. 이게 낮으니까 안 된다고 말이야. 여기서
Here's your hand moves upward.
올라가야 돼. 이건 안 된다. 이렇게 올라가야
Like this.
올라간다. 이렇게 올라가야 된다. 자, 이제는 돌릴 필요 없다고. 자, 올라가야 된다. 다시. 중심.
Center. Like this.
이게 지금 뒷발 서기가
This is the back foot standing.
이게 25도.
Back foot is at the 15 degree, at the front one at the 25 degree.
이렇게 돼야 된다.
Do like this. It's wrong.
너무 쾅 부르지 말고.
Do not step hard, but lightly.
이걸 깊게 하기 위해서는 이 정도지. 10cm 그래 잠깐. 이렇게 돼요.
Like this.
여기서 다시.
Once more. This is wrong. Do like this.
이렇게 돼야 돼. 그래 가자 봐. 이게 되니까 안 돼.
You fail here because the leg is stretched entirely.
그러고 나가는 게.
Do like this.
그래.
You are right.
이게 25도를 구분해야 돼. 너무 구분해.
This leg is bent 25 degrees.
자, 저렇게. 해보자. 이렇게 돼야 돼.
Do like this.
이렇게. 이게 낮으면 이렇게 돼야 돼.
This is wrong.
이렇게 많이 내리고 있어야 된다. 이 발이 이렇게.
This foot is drawing near and away like this.
한쪽 이걸 이러면 안 돼.
Don't like this.
완전히 이렇게 돼야 돼.
Like this.
이런 경우가 많아.
This is wrong.
이렇게 돼.
Like this.
항상.
So much for today. Drilled movements learned so far. Higher techniques are contained in next part. Thank you.
ITF.
Basic movements. Patterns.
글,
Sparring.
맞서기,
Training.
단련,
Self-defense.
호신술,
Taekwondo is an art of defending oneself by using feet and hands without weapon.
보호할 수 있게 하는
It is a popular exercise which helps develop one's physical body in a well-balanced manner and promote one's health.
이 녹화물은 정의와
This videotape shows the wonderful strength, high techniques, and noble idea of Taekwondo to you who love justice and
고상한
truth.
정신을 선물하게 될 것입니다.
Hoping for successes of the training, the day is beginning to break. The instructors take morning exercise, and the older man also followed in the wake of them. Then let us briefly see the training method of tools by the various stances through their movements. Now the instructors are training themselves 4/5 on state of L stance, walking stance, and sitting stance. When training the back fist like this, we can perform the L stance, parallel stance, and walking stance. When training the knife hand, we can do L stance, vertical stance, parallel stance, and sitting stance. While training the tool, you must pay attention to facts that anyone had not to keep a desire ahead. Then let us learn from the pattern Powen today that the first degree and above holders have to master. Then I'm going to ask some questions to you learning the pattern. Did you master the learned patterns? If there is anyone who didn't master perfectly enough to perform them auto-reflectively, please come out in front of the screen. The reason is clear. Because learning the new pattern from mastering of the previous one is the rule in the training of the pattern. Then let us look at the new techniques contained in this pattern.
One-leg stance is usually used in the training for keeping one's balance, and it is also used for attacking or defending from time to time. The standing leg must be stretched out, and the other foot must be brought to the inner knee joint of the standing leg. This technique is used for attacking against the face or point of the chin of the opponent at a short distance in many cases. When punched, the other fist must be laid in front of the opposite. At the time of punch, the elbow must be hooked at a right angle, and the fist must be moved in front of the opposite breast. This technique is used for side-front opponent. This technique is used for blocking the attacking towards the lower abdomen or the lower section. At the time of sitting stance, one fist must perform the pressing block towards the body's middle section perpendicularly, and the other fist must perform the inner forearm side front block. This technique is used to block the double attacking hands towards the middle section or the movement of seizing one's neck. The fist must be placed on the height of the shoulder, and the two inner forearms must be put out to the side a little on the shoulder's height. At the time of attacking, the other palm or side fist must touch the attacking forefist. When attacked, the elbow must be placed a little higher than the fist. This technique for attacking the double side target on the height of shoulder at the same time requires that the two fists must be laid on the level of shoulders, and that the two arms must be paralleled. While one fist performs angle punch and the other fist performs a side punch respectively. At the time of block, the opened opposite hand must be put on the under forearm of blocking one. The full body must be kept towards the opponent. At the moment of block, turning aim of the upper hand is to twist the weapon of opponent after blocking it. The blocking tool must be straight with the foreknee. After the under forearm and back forearm must be crossed on the height of breast, the fist and the elbow must be thrust on the height of the shoulders horizontally. At the time of attacking, the fist must be placed on the height of eyes, and the other arm must be stretched out side downward. The blocking tool must be moved to the target in a V line, and the two hands must be generally formed a parallel line. The elbow of the forearm must be hooked a little inward.
Let us look at a new movement learned up to now again through the instructor's movements. For the purpose of emphasizing the movements to mistake, thus the instructor doesn't know the movements, but he stresses the movements to be wrong. This screen shows that you can take the correct movements if recognizing the purpose of the movements correctly. When the time of thrusting through the back elbow, your finger belly must be brought to the full fist of piercing arms correctly as the instructor. Although the old man has training while following the instructor's harvely, he also is old man, because he has done unskillful movements as usual. Let trainees too realize to make a mistake the movements. On the basis of the new learned movement, let us look at the pattern Powen once again. The name of the pattern Powen, 14th century, i.e., the pseudonym of Chung Mongju, loyal man, Korea last years and pioneer of physics. And the diagram means its constant loyalty. In succession, let us take a short seminar about the training of the pattern.
The thumb of right hand is on the left hand one.
이게 아니요.
This is wrong.
오른 엄지손가락이 왼 엄지손가락에
The edge of the right hand touches the left hand like this.
오른손 손끝 왼 손끝에 이렇게 된다.
Like this.
이게 아니고.
This is wrong. This is called upward punch. Your body is rising simultaneously with your foot. Don't put your hand too high. This is one leg standing. Like this. Like this. What action is this? What action is this? You must like this. Like this. Don't turn the foot.
이것이 필요해 지금.
This is necessary.
저기 돌렸다. 이거 왜 돌렸냐?
Don't turn the foot.
이것이 틀린 게 많다.
This is wrong.
이거 맞는 거야. 이거랑 저쪽 방향이가. 이게 정면인데 그대로 둬야 돼요.
The direction of foot is simply avoid.
누워놓는 거.
Like this.
딱 중심에.
In the center.
안 맞고.
This is inside blocking.
이거 엄지손가락. 이거 주의하라.
Take care of thumb.
이걸 구분해야 돼. 항상. 하. 이건 수평 뚫기.
This is twin elbow horizontal thrust.
수평 뚫기. 뚫는다는 것은 좀
Twin elbow horizontal thrust is effort in the low position.
힘이 없다하게 낮아야 된다.
Like this.
이것은 옆뒤 옆뒤. 그렇다면
This is side back striking.
이러면 안 들어맞아.
At the side back striking, stand right. Then you can get your target.
자, 자.
you think the training about pattern poem may be finished? The instructors came to Brook because the position like this is very suitable for training for holding the body's balance. Don't you think the screen editing is right? Because you are looking at a screen of dance on ice. Then you are wrong. This is intentional. The balance being kept on the movable blade of knife speedily. The purpose of this screen is to accentuate that the balance, embossing charm of dance on ice is necessary element. Continuous practice. You must often come out to the brook because this is necessary. Then continuously let us learn the pattern Quebec. First degree holders have to master 3 patterns: pattern Kwange, Pon, and Quebec. There are 6 new movements in this pattern.
This very proper technique for attacking against the inner thigh of the forward opponent requires that the attacking tool is drawing a curved line outward towards the target. The technique to block the attacking round body or 2-direction side kick of opponent requires that the shoulder of back foot is put forward a little and the half body is capped. The forefinger must be hooked a little, the rest 3 fingers must be hooked more than the mount, and the thumb must be hooked a little towards the little finger. So it is called as arc hand. The block palm must be blocked, drawing a circle itself. At the same time, the height of hand must be level with one's solar plexus. At the time of strike, the attacking toes must be put on the body's center perpendicularly, and the back fist of opposite hand must be brought under the striking elbow joint. The strike fist must be on the height of eyes. This technique, to break the wrist and elbow joint of the attacking opponent and to block for one's belly and solar plexus, requires that the upper fist is brought in front of the opposite breast and the under fist is brought to the middle section of the belly. Being punched, this technique for attacking against the solar plexus requires that the opposite fist must be brought in front of the shoulders and that the punch fist must be at the state of turning the back hand downward. The middle knuckle fist must be formed at the movement of putting the second joint of the middle finger forward from the forefist. This is one of the powerful block techniques. It has advantages to block the attacking forward and towards the belly at the same time. The opposite fist must be brought to the elbow joint of the blocking hand. This technique is used for training of legs muscle, and it has features to lengthen the attacking distance, so the distance of walking stance must be kept within the double width of the shoulders as the sole stance. The full body or half one can be kept at the time of attacking. The two knife hands must be used for guarding block, drawing an orbit in a private line, and both hands must be paralleled with each other.
Then let us inquire about the movements learned after an hour while looking at the training of the instructors. The attacking tools must be drawn a curved line outward correctly. At this time, the instructor is explaining that you can use not only ball of the foot but also in step. If we can kick the whole body towards the target, the whole body will be exposed, of course, and the muscles of waist and stomach cannot be used correctly. We must practice this scooping block with an idea of scooping and throwing the target away after blocking the target. Let us look at a personal pattern in the training hall with the footmark on the diagram again.
You shouldn't bend your wrist.
이걸 구부리지 말라고. 이 큰 난판이라고. 그래 이런 거야 주먹이.
Like this.
이거 왜 구부려? 이것도 마찬가지죠. 이렇게 돼.
Like this.
이걸 감춰야 돼.
Please curve the armpit.
이거 가만 이러지 말고 물에 들어야 된다.
Like this.
그렇지.
Once more. Like this.
딱 이렇게 돼. 그럼 내가 아주 넘어졌어. 이 사인 웨이브를 당장 고치라고.
Now you make a sine wave.
이게 너무 이것도 점심시간에 잘 보라게 이렇게 높은 데니까 눈높 쭉 올라와야 돼.
In this action, you turn your body like you read a book.
여기서 이렇게 나간다 이게. 근데 이게 아니라 이렇게 스피드가
The
있어야
speed
된다.
is needed here.
속도가 있어야 된다. 소리 들려야 된다. 기락질 할 때. 자, 이게 들어맞게요.
This is left blocking.
하고 이래야지 그저 이래라고 하면 이 다음에 이렇게 돼.
Don't like this.
이렇게 해서 온다.
Like this.
절차를 돼야 돼. 자, 이거는 당기잖아. 당기면 차는 거야.
Pulling toward yourself.
그냥 손이 먼저 갈 때 같이 차는 거예요. 왜?
Keep
손에
pulling toward yourself.
쭉 당겨야 돼.
You are right.
이렇게 당겨. 이러지 말고 이렇게 당겨. 가요. 이렇게 돼요.
Like
하나하나 볼
this.
시간이 없으니까 이 다음에 딱 이 뒤를 봐요. 막는 방향에 모두 간다. 딱 이렇게 돼.
Move the body into the direction of blocking.
그러면 여기 다 여기 지금까지 앉아.
Sit low.
막아줬다고 봐요. 이렇게 하면 아무것도 안 돼. 왜 이렇게 되는가 하면 지금 손의 각도가 잘못된
This kind of mistake is due to the incorrect angle of the hand.
그 이발이 돌 돌아서 이발이 돌아야 돼 첫째.
So you must turn your foot to block.
그때 막아주는 거야. 이렇게 된다 안 말.
Like this.
발이 거꾸로 돼서 그래. 하나, 둘, 그러면 이렇게 이러면 안 맞아.
This is wrong.
딱 이래 못 때렸다고 보지.
Like this.
하나, 하나, 둘, 셋. 이게 잘못됐어.
This is wrong.
이렇게 되는 거야. 이렇게,
Like this.
이렇게. 이게 아니고
It's wrong.
이렇게.
Like this.
사인 왜?
Sine wave.
하나, 둘, 하나. 이걸 막는 거예요. 이게 아니고 막았어요. 괜찮다 했지?
This is the turning hand beat with the sine wave.
똑같은 논법이 이렇게 이러지 말고
This is wrong.
급할 게 없다.
Do like this.
힘을 내야 되겠다.
Okay.
Training of the instructors is going on till the afternoon. Now we expect a great success in your training too. Thank you.
이를 메고 불천한 사람들 몇 천만인가 남녀로서 모두가 어디서나 배고 있네
착한 마음 열심히 돌을 닦아 저놈을 얻고 악한 자를 모조리 징벌하여 정의를 찾네
어대륙의 연무소는 하나로 있고 평화로운 예루살렘을 이루어보자 나는 사랑해 우리의 자랑이